Man, I know you emphasize defense a lot. This team was averaging 67. They only scored 41. How were you able to get that done?
Yeah, the kids are working hard. We've been very successful the last 3 games, and I said earlier, tonight was another playoff game. We've had 3 playoff games in a row with playoff caliber teams, with Central York, Hempfield, and now Muhlenberg. And I think we were successful in all 3 of those games because we are starting to guard. I've known all year that we could guard. But prior to those 3 games, we had lapses for 2 or 3 minutes where we stopped doing what made us successful defensively. And I think the last 3 games, we have really limited those opportunities. Like bad trips on defense. So I think tonight again we were successful because of how well we guarded. And it's a team thing. We have a lot of guys that are working together and talking to each other. And I think one of the other things is with our size, we're limiting teams to 1 shot. We did a pretty good job on the boards for the most part.
Be honest, when Odiale hits a 3 to start the game, are you thinking this could be a good night?
Yeah, you know what? He actually is not a bad shooter. He hasn't taken a lot of jump shots over the years for 2 reasons. One, we've had a lot of guard play where we didn't want him on the perimeter. And 2, he's kind of a very bashful guy. Like, he's not very confident in himself, and we've been trying to build him up to take shots. I'm not necessarily wanting him to shoot 3s all the time, but we do want him taking 15-footers. So when he shot it and he made it, I was happy for him. And, it's a great way to start the game.
Your team made 5 threes in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Is this going to be a team that takes more 3s than you typically do?
I don't want to say that. It's a team, I think, when the opportunity is there, we're very capable. We have a bunch of guys that can make the 3. But I don't want us – that's not something that we're looking for. We're looking to take whatever the other team gives us. If teams are going to crowd us, we have some guards that can penetrate and dish or finish. If teams are playing off of us, we have guys that can knock down shots. So I don't want to say it's something that we're going to do more than usual, but it's definitely something that we are capable of doing. We can make shots if teams are going to leave us open.
You had 4 players in double figures. How nice is that balance?
That's great to know. I think we talk about that. Before the game, we have a lot of keys for games, and there's been a constant 2 keys for me every game this year. One has always been tough defense. We got to keep teams under their average. And 2 is just sharing the ball. When teams share the ball, it is so difficult to defend. And if you share it well enough, it's frustrating. It's frustrating for the other team when you're finding the open guy and they're finishing and making layups and jumpers and so forth.
We know how good Cam Jones is.
Yeah.
He hasn't played a minute, and you're 8-1. Yeah. How happy are you with that?
Yeah, I'm super happy. Someone asked me earlier, would you envision that you were 8-1 at this point? And I said, yeah, actually, I'm disappointed we're not 9-0. And then they went back and said, how about being 8-1 knowing that Cam wasn't going to play? So would I envisioned us with our schedule being 8-1? Probably not. But it just shows how hard these kids have worked, and they've rallied around each other. And it's good to know, we have this good piece coming back to us very shortly. He practiced with us the last 2 or 3 days, and he looked really good. Probably could have played tonight, but we're being cautious. We're looking at the big picture. So we're going to ease him back in next week, but it's nice having that extra piece. We're, like I said, we're 8-1 right now, and it's nice having your leader come and join you when you're 8-1.
You teach in the Muhlenberg School District. Does this
do.
make it a bigger game for you coming here?
It does. I'd be lying to you if it doesn't. I love the kids here at Muhlenberg. I love the kids that I've taught over the years. It's always neat when we come here and all the kids come up to me, say hello to me and so forth. So it does mean something special. This is a special place for me, Muhlenberg, just like Wilson is. So it's a little bittersweet because sometimes I get to compete and beat kids that I've had in class. And although I'm happy for myself and my team, there's part of me that's sad for them too, because I'm doing things to try to make them unsuccessful, and as a teacher, you want them to be successful. But yeah, it's definitely rewarding coming here and winning.
You have some team called Reading High on Thursday.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on them and also your division this year?
Listen, first of all, I think Berks County as a whole, our division, and with Berks Catholic in Division 2 and Exeter in Division 2, it's one of the better leagues in District 3. We've played a lot of non-league games so far, and like I said, we're 8-0. We should be 8-1. We should be 9-0. Reading has a great record. Muhlenberg has beaten good teams out of the county. So I think our division, and then you throw in some of the teams in Division 2, it's a great league. And I think Berks County fans are going to be seeing some great games in January, and I think the playoffs are going to be fantastic. And I think you're going to see a lot of teams in Berks County be really successful in districts, and I think that's great.
Well, thanks for your time. See you Thursday.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming.